Hello, what is up, people of the interwebs? I'm Stuttering Mania, and I'm here for a discussion video of sorts. Now, a month ago or so, I made a video detailing why I think Team Fortress 2 is a superior game to Overwatch, and this is a kind of follow-up to that. Now, I've been playing TF2 since 2012. I'm a diehard fan and won't quit the game until the servers are 100% empty. I waited through the drought for the Pyro update. I like to meme with stupid loadouts, and I mourn the loss of the Flying Guillotine crit combo. Side note, why did the only unique stat on the Guillotine have to go? They should at least add a new stat so it does something. At any rate, I'm getting sidetracked. The reason I say this is that my channel has had a lot of Overwatch content recently, and I wanted to make sure it's completely understood that I'm not leaving TF2 anytime soon. It will always hold a special place in my heart as my first ever first-person shooter. It introduced me to the genre in a spectacular fashion, and in my opinion is everything an FPS should be. But in any case, in my recent video, linked in the description, I stated that in TF2, you can lose the game and still have had an enjoyable experience, whereas when you lose an Overwatch match, it feels crushing and frustrating. But I feel like I didn't explain myself very well in that video, and I feel like I have more to say about both games, and then I can state my position with more clarity than just, TF2 is more fun, because that's so subjective. So, what exactly makes Overwatch inferior? Well, for starters, how much fun does it sound like I'm having in this following clip? I hate Overwatch so much. Everyone's always playing something that counters something I want to play. Oh, switch your character. Yeah, but I don't want to play a different character. Gosh, this is just the worst game. I hate this game so much. I just want to play Junkrat. I don't sound very happy there, do I? Well, let me explain why. There's a lot to unpack here, and I don't think I'll be able to cover all of it. I can only state my own experience. And obviously I'm not saying that you're not allowed to enjoy Overwatch as a game. Of course you can. This is my opinion. So fans of Overwatch, please put your pitchforks down. Come on now. There are three major points I want to cover, and the first one is this. The game favors rock, paper, scissors mechanics over actual fun. Let me explain what I mean. In both games, you choose from various classes or hero characters that you play as. In TF2, there are 9 characters, and in Overwatch, there are, at the time of this video, 28! With more to come! The way Overwatch balances these heroes is that every character can almost completely shut down another one, so that the entire match is like some massive rock, paper, scissors game. Reaper shreds Roadhog, but Hanzo can annihilate Reaper, and Hammond can destroy Hanzo. Good stutter there. Any character will always do well against some heroes and poorly against others, which is a good concept, but in Overwatch, it can get in the way of actually enjoying the game. Suppose I decide to play Reaper, and there's a really, really good Hanzo on the enemy team. He will always win that fight no matter what, and there's nothing I can do about it, because Hanzo counters Reaper. Sure, I can just switch to Hammond to fight Hanzo, but I wanted to play Reaper. It can sometimes feel impossible to play as your favorite hero, which really sucks. This is by far my smallest complaint about the game, however, because almost all the heroes in Overwatch are really fun to play, except Mercy. I just wanted to mention it though, because it really affects how the game plays out and whether or not you have any fun. In TF2, it's a completely different story. Because yeah, there are classes that are built to counter each other, like in Overwatch, but the difference is you are never forced to swap characters because somebody else is ruining your fun. Spike can ruin Sniper's life, but Sniper can just equip the Girardi and check any nearby teammates with it to see if they're traitors. Sure, Pyro can reflect Soldier's rockets, making them useless, but Soldier can swap to his shotgun and shoot Pyro in the face. There are always options and things you can do to save your own life in TF2. Whereas in Overwatch, if you're playing Roadhog and the enemy team is a Reaper, you're screwed. That'll teach you to play what you like. Point number 2. Stuns. Holy crap, the stuns. Okay, in the Pyro update that dropped last year for TF2, the Sandman, a baseball bat that could stun its enemies, was heavily nerfed. Before the Pyro update, the Sandman was able to launch a baseball that could stun an enemy player, slowing their movement speed and taking their weapon away for a short period of time. The further the ball traveled, the longer the enemy was stunned for. This was annoying for a bunch of reasons, so when the Pyro update dropped, the TF2 team decided to tweak the Sandman. Now when you get hit with a ball, you still get slowed, but you can still shoot. You no longer get completely stunned, just kind of rattled and slowed down. In the developer notes, the TF2 team said this: "The feedback on this weapon has been fairly consistent for a while. Players really hate losing the ability to fight back." This is true on so many levels. In a first-person shooter, one of the most frustrating things that could happen to you is to lose control of your character. It just sucks. So the TF2 team graciously removed an annoying feature and made it much more tolerable to fight against. So how does Overwatch compare? Ugh, where to begin? Oh, I know. Here's a list of every character in Overwatch that I could think of that has a stun or slow mechanic. Doomfist, Junkrat, McCree, Mei, Symmetra, Orisa, Roadhog, Hammond, Anna, and Brigitte. That's kind of a lot, isn't it? I mean, holy crap. There are so many heroes in this game that can just screw up your entire life. Symmetra has turrets that slow you down as they're melting you. Brigitte can smash you with her shield and stun you. Doomfist's entire kit is based on knocking enemies around and stunning them. And don't even get me started on Mei, the Devil Woman, with the ability to literally freeze you in place with a freeze ray so that you cannot move, you cannot shoot, or do anything other than die. Just die. Overwatch is incredibly frustrating because of the numerous ways you can simply lose all control over your character, oftentimes through no fault of your own. No game has made me feel so often that I did not deserve to get killed there, nor caused me to walk away from the computer because I lost a fight, not because I was outmatched or outsmarted, but because I was prevented from playing the game by some character that pressed a button and stunned me into oblivion. Now, many people argue that you just need to play around his stuns and not engage him so much. And yeah, that's fair. That's a fair argument. But my thing is that stuns should not even exist in this type of game. The TF2 team summed up so concisely what the Overwatch team just doesn't get. Players hate losing the ability to fight back. Point number 3. Whew, that was a bit ragey. In case you couldn't tell, stuns are my least favorite thing about Overwatch by far. But enough about stuns. Let's talk about point number 3, the thing that I'm sure will be the most controversial. It's too competitive. Now don't get me wrong, I love to occasionally take a game seriously and really buckle down, test my mettle against players to see who is superior. But Overwatch just takes it too far, man. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm just not very competitive, but when I play a game, my first request is that I just have fun. That's the point of all video games. Fun. But not in Overwatch. In Overwatch, the point is to win. And you win by playing by the rules. Did you want to enjoy yourself, relax, and maybe unwind a little? Well, now look what you've done. You lost us the match, you ass. You were screwing around playing a hero you weren't an expert at, all because you wanted to have fun. That'll teach you. This kind of behavior may seem over the top to someone who has never played the game, but trust me, Overwatch players are as toxic as they come, ready to jump right into screaming if you don't play optimally. For example, one day I played a competitive match intending to try out a new hero, Moira. She's a healer character, and while I didn't do incredibly well and died a lot more than I should have, I still felt like I healed my teammates reasonably. But at the end of the match, when we were losing, my team, who by the way weren't doing that well themselves, began to jabber on about how that Moira is throwing the game on purpose. I haven't seen one healing orb the entire match. What a bad healer. This is almost word for word. Now, you may blame the players for this, and yeah, but it's also the game's fault. Overwatch is designed in such a way so that if one player on your team is doing badly, it can be enough to ruin an entire game. In TF2, it just feels so much more free. You can basically do whatever you want, and people don't care. You can even give sandwiches to the enemy team, and your teammates will mostly just ignore you, instead of screaming down their microphone about how important it is to play optimally. In TF2, winning or losing are largely irrelevant to fun. You can screw around, or you can buckle down and be a badass. It's all down to whatever you think is more fun. Overwatch demands perfection and punishes anything less. And that's why I think Overwatch is vastly inferior to TF2. Still a pretty fun game though. Bye!